Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, we are going to learn about practice set 7.2 part 2. We have already finished 8 sums in the previous part. The ninth sum we are going to study in this part. So here we have our ninth sum, which says that draw the graphs of the equations given below. So the first question given here is x plus y is equal to 2. Previously, we have solved such kind of equations, but where there we had only the variable of x or either y. We had only one variable. There were no two variables in it. When you have any one variable in an equation, then those lines are to be drawn parallel to x-axis or y-axis. But when you have the two variables like in this equation, then in that case you have a different method to draw the lines. So what is that method? Let us have a look now. So when you have such equation, how can we do is we are supposed to consider the value of x or y, anyone, either x or either y, on our own. We can consider any value for x. Like for example, in this case, I've taken two values. One value is -1 and the other value is 0. Okay, you can also take positive numbers. We are going to see that also, but after we finish this. So what do we do here is we take these values and we substitute these values in the equation. What is this? See children, do not get confused. What have I done here is, if you look carefully, see, this is equation. So instead of x, I have written -1, since we have considered the value of x as -1. Okay, y is as it is and 2 is also as it is. Similarly, in the next equation, instead of x, I have written 0, whereas y and 2 are as it is. Okay, so we have substituted the values in place of x. These values -1 and 0 I have taken on my own. You can also take any values. You can take bigger numbers also. Okay, now after doing this, we are going to solve the equation. Now, even look here. Now -1 will go on the other side. It will become 2 plus 1. Yes, it will become 2 plus 1, and we have this 0 plus y is equal to 2, so it will remain 2 as it is. So this y is equal to 2 plus 1 in the next step will give us 3. So what do we get here is when x is equal to -1, the value of y is 3. When the value of x is 0, the value of y is 2. What are these children? These are the coordinates of the points. This is the x coordinate, this is the -1 is the x coordinate, 3 is the y coordinate, 0 is the x coordinate, 2 is the y coordinate. So we are not supposed to take only two values. We take usually four values to get a proper line. So I'll take two more values. I'll consider, see, now I've considered positive numbers. I've taken 1 and then I've taken 2. And in place of x, I've written 1 plus y is equal to 2 and 2 plus y is equal to 2. So this is very easy to solve. So 2 minus 1 will become 1 and 2 minus 2 will become 0. So in the next two cases, when the value of x is 1, the value of y is 1, and when the value of x is 2, the value of y is 0. So looking at this, we make such kind of table. What is this? See, this indicates the x coordinate, this indicates the y coordinate, and this is the entire point. Okay, look. So from where are we going to get this? So first we write down x and y and xy, and then in front of that, see, these are the values of x. Like for example, this is -1, which I've taken from here. This is 0, which I've taken from here. So this is 1, which I've taken from here, and this is 2, which I've taken from here. Okay, so all the values of x I've written, and then all the values of y is equal to 3, y is equal to 2. So all such kind of values I have written. So whatever values of x are there, that we write, and then we also write the values of y. So in this way we get a table, and then we get the 4 points here. Like for example, the first point we get is -1 comma 3. If you see here, these -1 comma 3 I have written in the form of bracket, which indicates this is 1 point. Then I have also written 0 comma 2. This 0 comma 2 I have written here. Then 1 comma 1, and 2 comma 0. Okay, so in this way we write down all the values. So these are the 4 points which I am going to plot on my graph. The 4 points are -1 comma 3, 0 comma 2, 1 comma 1 and 2 comma 0. So how do I look at these 4 points? See, the first point was -1 comma 3. So where is -1? -1 is the x coordinate. So I look for x coordinate -1, and 3 is the y coordinate. So 3 is the y coordinate. So where does this point lie? It is this point. Okay. Then 0 comma 2. So x coordinate is 0, but y coordinate is 2. So this is our next point. Similarly, 1 comma 1. So 1 and 1. So that's why we get the third point, and finally the fourth point. So in this way, when we get these 4 points, what we do in the next step is we draw a line passing through it. Okay. Also very important, whenever you draw these x and y axis, you are supposed to show the arrows of these lines. Also, you're supposed to write down this is x axis, this is y axis. Okay. Now also you have plotted this line. After plotting the line, you write down the coordinates. You have to write down the coordinates of these points, and on the line we write down the equation. Also we mention the scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. Now let's solve two more sums of this kind. Now next one is 3x minus y is equal to 0. So again I consider two values, -1 and 0. You can take any 4, 5, 6, whatever you want. Okay, and then I substitute in place of x. Look here, in place of x, this 3 I've written here. In place of x, I've written 1. This y is as it is, and 0. Similarly, in the next case, in place of 3, I've written this 3. In place of x, I've written this 0. And the remaining equation remains as it is. Okay. Now, after doing this, we solve it and we get the value of y. So 3 into -1 will be minus y, and -3 will go on the other side. Similarly, 3 into 0 will be 0, minus y is equal to 0. So minus y is equal to +3 and minus y is equal to 0. So I is equal to -3 and y is equal to 0. I consider two more values, 1 comma 2, and try to solve it. So in place of x, I write down 3 into 1 minus y is equal to 0. And see here, I have written, see, this is 3 and this is x. Okay, and remaining thing is as it is. Okay, so like this we solve and we get the value of y as 3 and 6. Once we get all the 4 values, we write down these 4 values in form of the table. So we write down x, y and xy. We write down all the values of x. We write down all the values of y. See here, I've written all the values of 1, 0, sorry, -1, 0, 1 and 2. See, -1, 0, 1 and 2. And then we write down the values of y. Okay. So I'm down. Here we write down the values of y. And then we write down them as the coordinate. And hence, after doing this, we plot a graph. So these are the 4 points that we get. See, like the first point was -1 comma 3. So -1 on the x-axis and 3 on the uh, sorry, -1 comma 3, yes. So -1 on x-axis and -3 on the y-axis. So this point we get here. Similarly, 0 comma 0, so this point is here. 1 comma 3 is here, and 2 comma 6 is here. So after we get these points, we draw a line passing through these points like this. But after that, we are also supposed to mention its coordinates and the name of the equation, the name of the line, and also we are supposed to mention the scale. Okay, now the last sum, 2x plus y is equal to 1. Now what we do is, again I consider the value of x, and it is as -1 and 0, and substitute in the equation. See here, again I have done the same thing. Instead of x, we have written, see, this is 2, This is x, this is y, this is 1. Okay, likewise we substitute different values of x. We take 4 values of x and we get 4 values of y. So 2 into minus 1 plus y is equal to 1 and 2 into 0 plus y is equal to 1. So 2 into minus 1 will give me minus 2, which will go on the other side, and 2 into 0 will give me 0. Now y is equal to 1 plus 2 and y is equal to 1. So y is equal to 3. Similarly, I take the values of x again as 1 and 2 and I substitute here. So when I solve this equation, I get its value as minus 1 comma 3. Also, I write it down in the form of the box. I mention the values of x and I mention all the values of y. We write down the 4 coordinates, the 4 points, and then we plot the graph. Look here now, minus 1 comma 3 is the first point. So minus 1 comma 3, so minus 1 on x-axis, so it is here, and 3 on the y-axis here. So a point which corresponds to these numbers is this. Similarly, we have 0 comma 1. So 0 is on the x-axis and 1 is on the y-axis. So this is the next point. Then we have 1 comma minus 1. So 1 on the x-axis and minus 1 on the y-axis. So this is the point that we get. And finally 2 on the x-axis and minus 3 on the y-axis, which gives me this point. Okay, so in this way I get 4 points and then I draw a line passing through it. So after doing this, we are supposed to write down the coordinates and also the equations, the name of the lines. Also, we are supposed to mention the scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. We are also supposed to mention that. Okay. So in this way, we solve our equations of the different lines and we get the answer. Thank you.